Welcome to Seeing with Your Soul, the podcast that opens the door to your inner world and connects spirituality with creativity, holistic living, and social justice. Your host, Tisha Michelle, creative director, spiritual guide, and advocate for meaningful change, invites you to explore deep truths, gain transformative insights, and discover the tools to align with your higher purpose. Together, let's journey into the heart of what it means to truly see with your soul.
Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Seeing with Your Soul with me, Tisha Michelle, your host. All right, on this episode, we're going to dive into what it means to trust God fully and also trust the unique inner guidance that's been placed within each and every one of us. Often we talk about surrendering everything to God, but what happens when we forget that God has also given us wisdom, given us intuition, and given us the ability to trust ourselves? So throughout this episode, you're going to hear me say, God, I don't want you to pay attention to the title, because if you say Allah or Jehovah or the universe, that is A-okay. All I'm doing is speaking about a higher power, your creator. All right, so trusting in God means believing that he's always working for your good, even when you can't see the full picture. I like to say it's hard to see the label when you're inside the jar. So faith is allowing yourself to zoom out and look at things from a different perspective. Trust is also about surrendering, letting go of control, while also maintaining faith in divine timing. I know we always want things to happen on our time, and it doesn't seem to happen like that. But one thing I know for sure, baby, is that timing is always perfect. Joshua 1a says, trusting God comes with aligning yourself to his word and promise. So when you feel stuck, or maybe you feel a little overwhelmed, I want you to remind yourself that God is orchestrating things you just can't see. There's so many things that's happening behind the scenes. I can honestly say that there's times when I try to figure out everything on my own, but if I'm really keeping it 100, I mostly always try to figure out everything on my own, only to end up frustrated. Sometimes I'm disappointed, sometimes I'm even more confused, and sometimes it's gotten me into a dark place. However, what I can say is when I get to those places in my life, I like to pause, step back a little bit, I pray, and then I just give it over to God, and then I find myself having this clarity, but the clarity comes in unexpected ways, and those miracles be lit. All right, so I have a question for you guys. What's one area of your life where you feel like you need to surrender control and trust that God is working? Now, I want you to make some time, some solitude time though, and I want you to get real, I want you to get raw, and I want you to analyze your current reality, and then I want you to circle back and answer that question. So again, what's one area of your life where you need to surrender, control, and trust that God is working? Now, trusting yourself isn't about ego. I believe it's about honoring the wisdom, honoring the intuition, and the talents that God has placed inside of each and every one of us. Now, the self-trust means listening to your intuition, which I believe is one powerful way that God speaks through you. And you can trust God and take inspired action at the same time. Just know that both can coexist. It's kind of like driving a car. God is your GPS, but you still got to steer the wheel and press the gas. Many of us doubt ourselves because we think trusting God means doing nothing. But in actuality, God gives us dreams and gives us ideas because we're meant to act on them. So allow yourself to trust the wisdom that's been given to you. Now, here's a quick journal prompt for you guys. What's one area where you've been second-guessing yourself? And then, what's a small step that you can take today to act on that intuition? Right, so trusting God is also about having peace and uncertainty. And then trusting yourself is about moving forward even when you don't have all the answers. So you might not know how everything will come together, but you can still take the next step in faith. It's like if somebody told you every single detail about this new movie that was coming out, would you even still want to see it? No. So I like to look at it as finding the magic and not knowing. Because if you don't know how it's going to happen, that means it can happen in any way. Took me a while to get there, and I still circle back and just try to have this sense of control of like, how's it going to happen? Oh, and I know it's going to happen. It's not even that I believe it. I know it. I just don't know how. And then when I start looking at the how, I'm really actually limiting myself, because I'm saying, oh, I'm going to get this, but it's only going to come from this way. And that is also a scarcity mindset. And that's also kind of like propelling that energy, because you're only saying, God, I know you're going to give this to me, but it's only going to come from this way. And that makes it a lot harder. And God's like, yo, bro, I had so many ways. I was about to show off, but you're saying, you're putting all this energy that it has to come this way. And now it's like, okay, this is where the timing comes in, and you're waiting, and there's the anxiety, and there's the worry, and all of that stuff, because you feel like it can only come from that one way. But in actuality, if you step back and you surrender, it can come from any way. And most of the time, it's the ways that you least expect it. Now, if fear or self-doubt starts to pop up, I want you to use that as a signal to pray and reconnect with God for clarity and direction. And I want to give you a couple of affirmations that you can include in your daily life. So here's one. I trust God's timing and process. The second one, I trust the gifts and abilities God has placed inside me. And the third one, even when I don't have all the answers, I trust the next step will be revealed. Now, I want you to you can write them on your mirror, you can put them on your phone, you can incorporate it into your daily routine. Just make sure that you're affirming these things, and then you can add on to it and come up with your own, of course. So, as I wrap this up, I want to encourage you to reflect and take action. Like, where in life can you surrender more to God? And where in your life can you trust yourself to act boldly? I want you to journal this, though. I want you to grab your notebook again, make some solitude, and really allow yourself to just free write this, So where in your life can you surrender more to God, and where in your life can you trust yourself to act boldly? And don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about any of that. Don't try to put everything together. Just write. Just allow yourself to write. So thank you guys for tuning in. And I want you to remember that you're not alone on this journey. God's got you, and you got yourself. Oh my God, I want to do something different. All right, I'm going to close this episode out with a prayer. You can close your eyes if you want, unless you're driving. All right, God, thank you for being the anchor in our lives. Help us to trust your plans while also trusting the wisdom you placed inside of us. Guide us to make decisions, but decisions that are rooted in faith and love. Ashe. And so it is. Until next time, love you guys.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Seeing with Your Soul. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with your friends and loved ones. If you're ready to dive deeper into your spiritual journey or explore how you can use your creativity to inspire change, Tisha Michelle would love to connect with you. Visit www.practicalspiritualguide.com to learn more. Be sure to follow the podcast for more soul-nourishing conversations. And remember, the journey to your true self starts within.